Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? We are back with another great Pit Talk. Today, we are here with a creative individual by the name of
JP Avenoir.
JP Avenoir.
My bad, you want me to...
Yeah, no, it's all good. I should have said it. We'll toss off real quick.
It's the first one.
Yeah. Like I said, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad to go ahead and get into this. This is my first time meeting you also, so
Yeah, man.
it's gonna be a cool conversation.
I like the setup. It's cool. I fuck with cars, and so this is cool to me.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. For real, we got like a hyper focus on cars. So
Yeah.
for real, that's pretty dope, and I appreciate that though, also. But man, there's a lot of dope things about you though that we're gonna tap into, man. For real, especially about your music. But first things first for everybody. Who are you?
Oh man, I'm just I just try to do my best, man. That's really that's all I'm about, is just doing the best that I can. You know what I mean? So I'm from Norfolk, mainly from. Well, I was born in Alexandria, Washington D.C. area, and then moved down here when I was 2. I'm Hispanic, so I speak Spanish and shit. But it was just different growing up, you know what I mean? I didn't really have any direction of really what I wanted to do. Okay. My parents were really pushing me to do school. It's not really my shit. Yeah. You know, I did good in school, but I didn't really like the idea of going in and studying something. Especially feeling that a lot of people my age don't really know what the fuck they want to do. When they go to school, you know what I mean? They get out and they have a degree that they ain't really rocking with, and they don't really know what to do with it, what direction to take it in. Okay. So.
How old are you by chance?
20.
20?
Yeah.
That's great. Welcome to the 20s, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
It only gets more confusing than going
Yeah, it only gets worse. It's all downhill.
So you say you're from Alexandria, Virginia, or that's Virginia, right?
Yeah, that's it's Nova, so Northern Virginia.
Okay,
but
cool.
That's where I was born. I didn't really spend too much time there because we moved to Norfolk when I was 2. So I really have no memory of being up there.
By chance, you know Laylee Sanchez?
Sounds really familiar.
She's probably a model up there, but we used to work with her back then. She lives in the Alexandria area. That's why we visited them. And,
I might have mutuals.
Yeah.
I probably have mutuals, but I don't think that I know her personally.
Yeah, that's what's up then. But yeah, same area. It's a pretty cool area up there, bro.
Yeah, man, it's nice. There's a lot of cool scenery. You know, you got the hills and the mountains and all that shit. It's beautiful. The hike through and everything.
So you living in Virginia right now, though?
Yeah, I'm living in Norfolk right now.
Okay. You enjoying it?
Yeah, no, I enjoy it, man. I mean, I've been there basically all my life. Really Chesapeake area, but Norfolk is where I work at. It's where I'm usually around. Most of the music stuff is in either Norfolk or Virginia Beach, really. Okay. But kind of weird right now with Norfolk because their city's doing a lot of permits. So there was a lot of clubs that were open up around there, and now they're kind of shutting down. Yeah. Because the permits are so expensive to to host anything.
Yeah, and they're kind of aggravating. They're just kind of setting steep standards for a lot of.
Yeah, it sets a lot of stuff back too.
Yeah, come on. Especially in the creative community too, also.
Yeah, mainly.
You familiar with Samir? Off-World Podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
I think I've met him maybe a couple times, but
cool.
I've never really talked to him that much, but I follow his channel and everything. He's doing really good things, man.
Yeah, you should have to hit him up, man. For real, he's got some. He's a worker, man. Yeah, he works for
He works with a lot of people that I work with, actually, like Kai and all of them.
What?
He's had Chris on there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So yeah, those are all the homies. That's how I got into music.
Really, I'm glad we kind of all mutual then. For
real.
That's pretty cool.
That helps out.
Yeah, it kind of goes full circle, man. Actually, speaking of circles, dude, I want to go to your music real quick. Yeah. Dude, how long you been creating music? I
started during COVID.
During COVID?
2020, that's when I started writing and everything. I'd always been super into music, you know, like Michael Jackson and all that shit. Because when I was coming up, I have older brothers, so they would have MTV on and shit. But this is
damn right, man.
You know, this is when they were just starting to stop really playing music on MTV. Probably only the mornings and shit is the only time you could catch music. And then after that, it's Real World and all that bullshit.
Yeah, and the reality shows and stuff.
Yeah, all the reality shows.
That's
and
pretty cool, man, for real. Because that's actually a pretty cool I don't know. your music has this vibe, bro. It's like a really cool. I hate to use the word aesthetic, but that's something I can.
No, you're good.
Yeah, dude. It's
Man.
really it's really funky and it gets like. Yeah, I can't describe it, bro. It's like really positive music.
I
And it's really
appreciate
dope,
that,
man. For real.
I mean, I that was like a struggle for real when I started making music. Was like how to write about like negative shit or like negative emotions. I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of hard too. Can you tell everybody like what's the development of trying to like transfer from not trying to be?
I started with writing raps.
Just writing raps too.
Yeah, well, just like trying to find like any beat on YouTube or whatever and writing to that. But it's kind of hard because it's like finding good beats is like the weird thing. There's a lot of people that make beats. I mean, it's just like anything. There's a lot of people who, claim they're like, like a mechanic, man. You got people who claim they're mechanics. They're really pieces of shit.
And
you
then
know what I mean? Try to rip you off. Like, or like they don't really do the job as best as they can. You know what I mean? So like it's just like anything else. There's good producers. There's bad producers. Or not necessarily bad. Maybe they're just not where they want to be at. You know what I mean? Because all I can see is their YouTube channel. So I don't know how old they are or anything. But yeah, I was like just writing raps and shit and trying to get like more fluid, and then also just listening to like the people that I listen to, and then trying to like Genius helped me out a lot because I would go to songs that Genius is like the website that has like lyrics and everything, and then it kind of explains like some of the lyrics, or if there's like a double or a triple entendre, you can kind of like read through it, and then I feel like that helps a lot with like if you're writing a song that's like a structured like chorus, like verse, where it's like tells like a story, you know what I mean? You can like go through and like read it and shit, and like that like helped me out a lot when I was like just starting writing.
So like you was already like into the production stage, like you knew what your music wanted to sound like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I don't know. One of the weird, like, kind of like class things that I heard, I guess, was like make the music that you like, you know, or that like is inspired off of like what you like, and like the music I was listening to a lot at the time. It was my boss. I used to work at a juice bar. My boss Bobby. He was showing me a lot of like neo soul and a lot of like older like Gap Band and all that shit. So it was cool to listen to that. And like kind of connect the dots on where R&B I guess has gone since then. Yeah. But like I like the way that shit sounded. So like a lot of like my earlier stuff is like the writing and all that stuff is based off that.
So I heard the bands you referenced right then. Do you really have like any really core inspirations for music?
I just want to be able to make a living off music.
No, I'm talking like musical. Inspirations? Do you have like like an artist in particular?
Like a favorite artist? Yeah. Probably for like artists in general. Like my favorite artist probably like David Bowie for real. David Bowie. Okay. Just or like D'Angelo. I really like D'Angelo, like the way he writes and the way he makes music. He's like also like he's like Prince, you know. He's like one of those guys like they do it all. You know what I mean? Like they can like I don't do everything, but that's like. This is the point where I'm trying to get to. This is the point where like I'm an artist, you know, like I'm making my own beats. I'm not doing that yet, but like it'll be cool the day that I can be like I made all of this. You know what I mean? Because those are the people that I really look up to. Yeah. But David Bowie's tight because he would like morph, you know, through all of his. He would like morph through his characters. What? Okay. So he'd be like the I don't know what was the Thin White Duke, and then he would like he'd drop another album, kind of like what The Weeknd is doing like now. I feel like he's like changing with like each album, kind of like doing like a different like gimmick or like changing clothing or like what Tyler did. I guess with
Tyler,
like Igor.
I can definitely like compare Tyler to that too. Yeah, that's dope.
So like I like that. I like when like artists like, cause it's kind of hard to write about your own like daily life and shit. Like I mean, it's easy to I guess for me to like do it right now, but if like for an artist that's like popping, you know, like once they're rich, like what fucking problems are you gonna write about? like you got no problems to write about for real. So it's just like I guess just make a character. You know? It's like the coolest thing about it.
Yeah, that's actually a really dope concept to think about too. That's really dope. I never really thought about that.
I think it's dope. Like, I like people like David Bowie that do shit like that. I mean, he's like really, I feel like the originator of that. Okay. But like,
I'm about to give him a listen, man. I never heard of him.
David Bowie, he's dope, man. You ever seen like the pictures of like he's like a white fellow. He's got like the you know like the lightning bolt like makeup kind of like down his face and shit.
I don't think.
Let me try to pull up a picture real quick.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man, he has a bunch of really cool music. And I feel like different sounds too. He did like an album where it was kind of like, I guess what they were calling it like Hall and Oates and shit, and like the A's they were calling it like Blue Eyed Soul. You know, it was like white people making soul music. So he like did an album that was kind of like more like R&B and like funk.
Right.
And that was cool too. That was kind of like his first introduction to like he went on Soul Train and shit and did like a lot of his sets, but he does like a lot of stuff. I feel like some of his earlier stuff is like more like punk, you know, and more like alternative rock. But I'm super into that shit too.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen this dude.
Yeah, no, man, he makes great music. I would check it out for
what's up.
sure. He's passed away,
So,
unfortunately.
what genre can you say that you would fall in?
Me in particular, I would say like alternative R&B is probably the best pocket to put it in.
Okay.
But I could definitely see how someone would put me in like rapping. The band stuff is kind of its own thing, but it's cool. I feel like it's interesting for me to like write, to now like go from like writing like R&B or writing like a rap and then going now and trying to write like over like guitars and like drums and shit.
Dude, the recent song that you just dropped, "Girl Like You."
That was the one. That was the one after the one before Golden, but that one was in August. Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Dude, I love that song.
Yeah, thank you, man. A lot of people like listen to that and they tell me it gives them like a Mac Miller vibe.
Yeah.
Which I totally get because the beat, and then maybe some of like the cadences.
You ripped on it though.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
That was a really. All your songs actually are really like I like kind of like I don't give a fuck. I kind of like a psychedelic feel to songs, and that's what your music like elevates. I like songs that elevate, you know, like elevate the emotions and.
Yeah, that's I feel like that's what I look for in music too. Is like songs that kind of it doesn't stay like stale. You know what I mean? Like it goes through, and that's kind of like my writing process too is like I've had like that song came out in August, but I think I'd been holding on to it since like February. So like February of 2021, I already had like the hook and maybe like the first verse. But then I held on to that song for a while, and I was like trying to make like more, you know, write more music and stuff. I didn't want to like, cause I knew it was a good song, so I didn't want to just put it out, you know what I mean, and then have like nothing to follow it up with.
Yeah.
I always felt like more comfortable like having stuff like ahead. So yeah, but that was a cool song. I mean, I think I did the second. I ended up going back and writing the second verse like 3 months later. But like I like how it changes.
I don't think I saw any. You have any albums or EPs?
I technically have an EP by like what DistroKid like in like when I like Spotify and Apple Music, what they consider is like an EP. Is like anything between 4 to 6 songs.
Okay.
But I really consider it more of a demo because it was like the very first thing that I made. Like I'd only been writing for like 6 months when I released that.
Do you have any like tips for people who's trying to get into writing songs?
Yeah, man, just like just follow the artists that you really enjoy, and then just don't like. Really, the best thing is to not give a fuck about what people like think, and if like anybody is really. Like, I mean, you always gonna have people that doubt you, bro. You know what I mean? Or people that aren't rocking what you're doing, especially when you're first doing something.
Yeah.
Because, like, especially you writing, like, raps and shit at first, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to put it out there and for people to, like, really appreciate it. But it's better to do it because I feel like you gain self-confidence in yourself. People, like, see that it, like, people see the evolution in it as well, you know what I mean? Like, I've always been very, like, forward with sharing, even like when I was just starting out, like, because I feel like a lot of people see that, and then they feel like closer to you. Like it helps you gain like not necessarily. I mean, I guess like a fan base or more like support in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But definitely like that, like studying like Genius. I mean, I feel like that was something that really helped me out with like my writing and getting like slicker with it. But always listening to new music too. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then just staying true to yourself, man. Don't try to sound like anybody else. It's hard not to, because I feel like I have songs that I was listening to a certain song in that time, and then I wrote the song and it like sounds eerily similar if you were to play them back to back. They're not the same, or maybe like the structure isn't the same, but like the feeling is the same. You know what I mean?
Or, yeah.
But I feel like it's okay to be inspired.
Yeah.
Though,
I mean, that's somewhat of a compliment, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
for real. But,
Hold up. Did you know we're on Patreon? Download Patreon. Look for us on the app. Look for our tiers. It's only $3 a month, no parking, and other exclusive content will only be posted on our Patreon.
so I have some of these journal questions I'll be writing to myself before I come in. So I would like to go ahead and ask you one of these real quick. Let me see. Let's go ahead and start off with what 3 traits do you value the most about yourself?
Honesty, sincerity. That's crazy, man. And then I would just say like self-belief. You know what I mean? Even if there's like self-doubt there, there's still like the belief to like in myself, you know, to keep going. Like especially when I was like starting out and I like was like kind of like doubtful about some stuff, but still like believed in myself enough to be like, oh fuck it, I'll put it out there. You know what I mean?
It's all about that. Yeah, definitely believing in yourself. That's a lot of confidence.
Yeah,
Confidence is like
appreciate
is the most keyest thing, though, for real too.
Yeah, for real. It's like if you have that, and then you can just open up to people and shit. That's like the most. I feel like that's most of it. You know what I mean?
So, how long did it take for you to like kind of build this structure, not to give a fuck about what people say?
Pretty quick, but it was also just because of the people that I was like around. Because I feel like in August, when I was writing, it was a lot of writing like alone. You know what I mean? Like I wrote like every day, just trying to find like a different beat and just trying to like write whenever I could. Like even if I was at work and then like I like thought of something, I would like write it down. So like I get a lot of ideas that come to me when I'm like there's no beat or anything, and then there's like ideas that come to me like I've already heard the beat, and then I'll come back to it. But when I was like really starting out, like Kai was one of the first people that I met when I was doing music because I had a mutual friend that knew his producer Palace. I don't know if you're familiar with.
It sounds familiar, actually.
With his, he just dropped some stuff pretty recently, but he was like Kai's main producer, especially when he was like just starting out.
Word.
They went to high school together and stuff, and then one of my friends his sister knew him, so then I got invited to a little kickback that he was throwing or whatever, and I was talking to him. He had shown me like I don't know how familiar you are with Kai's music, but his like cover with him and the balloons, I forget which song that is, but they were like showing me that, and then I started following him, and then I think he was doing a music video for Love for Y'all. So I went to that, and then that's like really where I met a lot of people that I still like rock with today. Like my engineer, I met him there. He engineers a lot of Mega stuff. Never mind, his name is Mega. He engineers a lot of Kai stuff.
Okay.
But Khalif Bryant. There's a couple other names that I'm forgetting that were there. Chris Dossie. He's another one that he was like. I feel like just talking to them. And then when they were like talking about like their creative process and stuff, like they have a tendency to really like hold on to music for like a while. And then they were already like signed too by the time that I met them. So I kind of like, it was cool to see that like out the gate, that I was kind of like already making like the right connections and the right moves. That it was nice to see like their process and how like seeing like them establish like the way that they move, you know what I mean, with like their releases and like holding on to music and making sure that they really like wholeheartedly like believe and like
Yeah.
really like it when they put it out. Because I mean, it's like it's your music, but once you put it out, you know what I mean. It's everybody else's music now too.
Yeah.
So I feel like that helped out a lot, just with like the confidence aspect of it, being like, okay, well, like if I want to be like have like I guess like the same success as Kai or whatever, or the same like reach, or be able to do the shows, like I have to put my music out there. So that was one of the things, you know, and then just putting like something out on like Instagram or whatever, and you're seeing people like it, not like it, but like see it. They're like seeing it, but they're not liking it. So you're like there, you're kind of like fuck. I don't think I should have posted that for real. I don't think I was ready to post that.
I seen some of your performances too, man. How many performances you done?
I've only done 2.
Done 2? Were they great?
The first one I was like mad nervous, man. I was like super.
I was
super nervous, but I still like, you know, I remembered all the words and stuff, and you know, I did a good job. My main thing was like wearing glasses. I didn't really want to look at people, so I was like, I wore. I like the eye contact thing was like something that took me just like a little bit. I think by the second show there was more like confidence in what I was doing.
Okay.
And then I had like more work. I was like meeting more people, so I felt like more comfortable.
Yeah.
Like performing as well. And then the second one that I did, like I had like a blast with that one. I feel like I like really opened up with the crowd and everybody there.
Sunshade still.
And I was able to,
Sunshade still. Like you was wearing glasses still.
No, I didn't. I wasn't wearing glasses in the second performance.
Well, that's what's up though.
I was like,
that's like a huge like difference.
Yeah, I was trying to like, you know, because I would like look at you, I'd be like, man, what the fuck, I can't even like see my face, because I have like long hair too, so you know the glasses don't help with like people being able to really see your face and shit. But like the first show I did was pretty small, like it wasn't even as big as the second show that I did. But I haven't really done like a show where it's like in front of like people that I don't know.
We should do the drop shot then.
Huh?
Next time we do a drop shot, we hitting you up.
Oh, that's about it. Yeah, I'm
have you
super
perform
down.
out here, man. I think everybody will love your music, bro.
Yeah, I'm super down, man. I love performing.
Do you have any tips for people trying to, you know, get some confidence into trying to perform?
I feel like performing is just like, it's really just as like opening up to people. You know what I mean? So like I feel like once you get on there, and if you can like, it helps good to practice at home.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's what's up.
To like be at home and just being like, oh, okay, maybe I'll be like, how's everybody doing tonight? You know what I mean?
Practicing
like
the combo moves and stuff. Definitely.
Yeah, do stuff to like little stuff to kind of get like people, you know, engaged and involved. You know, try to get people to like, you know, make some noise before you start or whatever. Like I feel like that's all good shit.
That's production too, man. Yeah, that's great production, man. I want to go ahead and shift real quick to something. Do you have any other things that you like doing other than music?
I'm like one of those people who I'm like weirdly really into everything, but I feel like I won't be able to get into like the stuff that I want to get to until a while. Like I have like I don't know, like before I was making music, I really wanted to make like films and shit.
Yeah,
so I was like super into like writing films and like watching like I don't know, I feel like I've seen like every movie ever for real. But like I was super into just studying like, you know, Francis Ford Coppola or like, you know, Quentin Tarantino, like even like some of the, like I'm forgetting like a lot of like Japanese directors, but like, you know, like there's a lot of like great directors and great films, and just like the way shit is like filmed. Like that's another thing that I'm trying to like now incorporate more with like the music. And I feel like eventually like I'll get there. But I've like interest in like design too. Like I like mainly furniture. Like I like clothes, but I feel like furniture is like super dope, dude. Just like a cool ass chair or like one of these like really like cool mid-century couches. Yeah. Like I really wanted to get into like I'm forgetting the fucking word. Like reupholstering. I feel like it's like where that starts, but I want to make like cool couches, you know, like cool sofas and like tables and shit. I feel like that's all.
So to tag on to that, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years? Like for real, I don't know if I will be like in this area in 5 years. I'm sure I'll be traveling back because my family will probably still live here. But like But I don't know, because that's like always something where I don't know if I would want to be independent or if I would want to be signed. But like the goal is like really to just have like at that point to be making a living off of it.
Yeah.
At least like if not like to like a contract and just like performing and like through streams, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I feel like I don't really have like a wide uh like audience, but I also know that, and like I know how to like to get it like bigger with like playlisting and because when I did that song, Girl Like You,
Mm-hmm.
through Kai's manager, he like does a lot of stuff with like Early Rising,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like really connected to like Lyrical Lemonade and some of like these other like pretty big blogs and
Yeah.
stuff. But through them, this not an A&R, not an A&R company, but they're like I'm forgetting their like specific term, but they basically they help you the way that a label would, but you're independent, so they basically you pay them for the services, and they put people on with like a lot of like Spotify playlists, and they get you like really like with the curators
Yeah, that's dope.
and everything. And they do a lot of like they do like press. They were like they like talk to me about there's like some stuff like TikTok, but that's not really my thing.
I was about to actually say TikTok. I
I
don't know
have
if
a
you
TikTok.
can use that sound and just blow up or something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
something
no,
like that.
I want to, like, I would do, like, maybe TikToks when I have, like, stuff that I'm, like, trying to drop, or maybe if I have, like, performance, like, I would, like, I think I did that with my TikTok, I put like, a little clip of a performance or whatever that I had done,
Mm-hmm.
and that was cool, and then I'll put, like, maybe, like, $20 into ad revenue,
Yeah, I
so
was about to
then
say.
it gets, like, a
So
lot of people seeing
that's
it.
like the biggest thing a lot of people doing right now is paying like TikTok dancers to dance to their song or make a routine to the song and just blow it up from there.
Yeah, that's what they were talking to me about too, because I went and did a Zoom meeting with them to kind of like talk to them more about because it was super cool. I mean, they offered their services to me. Um, I had never heard of them before, but they're really successful at what they do apparently. So that's really my next step. Like I want to drop this next single, and then I'm not too sure. Like I have a couple of different options with where I want to go. There's like songs that I've written that are to like lease beats and stuff. Which that's not, I'm kind of trying to grow away from doing that.
Least beats.
Yeah, because anyone can make a song into that beat. You know what I mean? Like
Can you explain to everybody what a least beat is?
least beat is basically like if I were to go like on YouTube, and then there's like like a Mac Miller type beat, for example. When you go into the description, it'll take you to like BeatStars, or it'll take you to one of these other websites where there's like millions and millions of beats that thousands of people have made basically, and you can basically you can buy them off of them, but that's like an exclusive contract at that point. It's usually like depending on the producer, that option is pretty expensive sometimes because you're like buying all the rights to the song.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way it would work if you were working with like a producer out here, pretty much. Except I feel like that's a lot more like to the session, and it's a lot cheaper to go that way, and also like it's more like original, I guess, because it's you and someone else, and you're like working on it. With a lease beat, it's like someone that you've never met before. They could be out in like Idaho, they could be fucking California, and they just posted the beat online. And basically, like, if you like the beat, you can get it. You can get, like, the MP3 for, like, $25, MP3 in the WAV file for, like, $50, and then maybe, like, the track stems. Like, let's say if they have, like, the separate recording for, like, the drums, separate recording for the guitar, that might cost you, like, 100, 125, maybe, like, I mean, I don't know. I've seen some people sell them for, like, 60, like, 80. It really depends on the producer. But that's like more if you're setting it in to get mixed and like all that with your vocals, it like helps to go the extra mile and get the stems.
So you
Because
trying to move away
the quality is better. Yeah, because I had I had a song written. It was like one of those songs that sounded really eerily similar to someone else's song. So I like at least the very beginning of it, like the way I came in, was like pretty similar. So I like never put it out for real. But I was like on Spotify and I was going through shuffle. and like this girl from England, she made a song using that beat. And I was like, yo, that's crazy, because the song started out, and I was like, damn, this shit sounds really familiar. Hold on.
Damn.
And it dropped. Yeah, and then it
Shit.
dropped, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. And then I went to how many like listens the song had.
Yeah.
And it was like 1 million or some shit.
Man, the
And she's
intuition,
like,
man.
so it's like it's cool, because it can really, like, if you have no I had no connections or anything when I started making music. I didn't even know there was like a scene for music in Norfolk or like Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Like, I assumed there was, but like I didn't really have any idea. Like, I didn't know any producers or anything. I just kind of was like, I'm gonna just start writing music, you know what I mean? And that was like the easiest way to like find beats, pretty much.
I want to ask you, back onto that 5-year question.
Yeah.
Give yourself one piece of advice for 5 years, or 5 years from now.
Stay true, man. Stay true to you. You know, that's actually because I thought about that. I was like, you know, I feel like a lot of people, I guess, that they were like, I'm getting interviewed, they would like, you know, like dress really nice and shit, and kind of like portray like the image and everything. But like, I look at like something like this is like the same way I would look at it as like a tattoo. Like, I got this one like off the wall, and it, like, every time I look back at that, I think back on like going to like the tattoo parlor, like my friend, and like looking at, and but it's also like a mental note of where I was in life at that time. So that's the way that I came, like, you know, I got off work and then I came straight here. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the interview dressed like this. You know, like, I could have brought like some other clothes, but I feel like in 5 years I won't, like, you know, I probably won't even be like working for like anybody else.
Moment seeing, like,
yeah, it'll
watching
be
this
like
video.
cool to see like 5 years later, seeing myself in like, you know, my work uniform, like doing my first interview and kind of talking about like what I was doing 5 years ago, and seeing where it's at.
So like, I love that moment, right? Just like, yeah, I feel like we have like a whole bunch of videos like 7 years old, dude. And it's always reminiscent, like looking at them and stuff.
Yeah, because it's not just like the interview itself. It's like you know, like the relationship you were in at the time, or like what you were doing, like you know, for your living at the time, or like it's like all that shit. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
really dope, man.
Like, who was alive and who wasn't at the time. I mean, like,
Smallest
hopefully, like,
stuff.
no one passes. You know what I mean? But like, it's unfortunate.
But how's life been treating you?
Oh, life's been treating me good, man. I feel like it's definitely been like something that's it's definitely heavily relied on myself. Like, I had to get my life in check a little bit, because I was wilding out for a little bit. Just like doing too much. Not like anything like drama, but more like drugs.
That's what's up.
So it was like, you know, kind of like tapering back like a big amount, and just like, I mean, I've always been like, because I've been like psychedelics and all that shit. I've been doing this shit since junior year of high school, and like I always looked at it as more as like a medicine, like meditational.
It is.
Yeah, because I mean, if you take like some shrooms to like have fun, but you're not in the right headspace, you're gonna have a really bad trip, bro. It's gonna be really bad. It's not fun.
Tell me, man.
Like, if you're like, I'm in a good place, or, you know, you need some answers, you're in a stressful, you know, you got your back against the wall. That's what I always tell people to do when they're in a tough situation, like, take some shrooms, you know? Because you might feel like you're like, the world is like caving, but that's like the best moment, is when you're in the trip and it feels like overwhelming, and then you're like, but I'll be okay.
A lot of people recommend staying in a good headspace before taking shrooms, but I kind of recommend either or.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you're like have a history of schizophrenia or some shit, maybe not. Don't do that.
Yeah, definitely on everybody's has different mental illnesses too. So I recommend both ways, man. If you're feeling down, take it. If you're feeling up, take that shit.
Yeah,
have fun.
Because it could also, you know, it could also give you like a profound like view on life too. You know what I mean? Like,
it's very opening, man.
Like, I've taken them on when I've been pretty bad. Maybe like I just got out of a relationship or whatever, and, you know, take some shrooms and kind of like reflect on all that. You know, it's probably like mad crazy, like, and dark and shit, but like then you cry, you know, you're like, everything's gonna be all right.
So do, man. That's the best feeling too, just figuring out like, hey.
Yeah,
It's
and
part
then
of it,
you know
man.
you get that golden feeling afterwards.
Mhm.
You're like, be all right.
Yeah, that damn sun coming out, bro.
Yeah,
Um,
so
Before we wrap it up, I want to ask this one more important question real quick. What is life to you?
oh man, life is everything. I mean, just the moment that you get to, you know, wake up and breathe is like that's you know that's what you gotta remember and be grateful for when you
Yeah.
wake up. Like I feel like you know nobody's life is fair to them. You know, you never get like a you're never gonna get a good hand handed to you. Even if you do, one of those cards are gonna go away. You know what I mean?
Most
They
definitely.
come and they go. It's like, you know, just when life is going good, it's kind of bound to go down a little bit. You know what I mean? Because shit happens. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't know. I've learned to really not care about the stuff that I can't control.
Yep.
And care more about the stuff that I can control.
That's a
you
good
know?
that's a good attribute to have, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what kind of drives a lot of people crazy, man. Is that you know they give a fuck about too much about stuff that they can't control.
Yeah.
It's like if you can't control it, you gotta like let it go for real. Cause it'll just drive you crazy.
Yeah, and that was great, man. That was really great. Do you want to shout out anybody real quick?
Oh man, shout out to my mom, shout out to my dad, shout out to my brothers. They've always been really supportive to me. Man, shout out to Kai, shout out to Chris, you know, DJ Tony Montano. I'm thinking like you know my friends. Shout out to my band members, Evan, Chris. We'll throw Michael in there because he's a crazy cool fucking drummer. I'm trying to think of some more people, man. Shout out Leafy, TDK, Eric, Mr. Chromatic, Raja, High Def Raja. I guess
yeah.
I'll end it there, man.
Hey, that's what I'm talking
shout
about.
out God dude.
Yeah. I like to close it out with this too. Also, one last positive message for everybody, real quick.
Oh man, just keep a smile. You know what I mean? That's the best thing you can do. Is even when you're feeling down, it feels good to spread love to other people. So even when you're having a bad day, just try to be nice to other people. That's it'll make you feel better, and it'll make everybody else feel better too. You know. So yeah, man.
Man, I'm glad everybody was tapping in for us today. When he was saying spread love, positivity. Godspeed to everybody, and we'll see you next episode.